Hello, how are you? It's Margaret Mastery, your heartfelt CFO. I am super excited to be here live with you. I am going to check the tech and take a hot minute and make sure I did this all well, as this is the first time I'm doing this on a few different platforms. So please bear with me. Um, Wherever you are tuning in from, please let me know. It will be really exciting to uh, know where everybody is. Today's topic is a really, really exciting one that I wonder who knows the topic. Um, okay, I see we are live and it's working. Okay, this is really, really exciting. We were working on connecting the different platforms because we have amazing followings in different places. We have on Instagram, we have on Facebook, we're even having on YouTube now. I'm getting the chills thinking about this, how exciting this all is. And I just thank you all for following. In case you are new to channel, I'm Margot Mastery, your Heartfelt CFO. I own and operate Heartfelt CFO and Tax Services. We provide support for mental health owners around accounting, business, and tax, and all of the in between. And we are going to talk about today burnout. Burnout. I actually want to start this live with a story around burnout from myself. Around 4 years ago, I rebranded the business, which is now Heartfelt CFO and Tax Services. And years ago, it was called Margot's Bookkeeping. And what was happening was under our old name is that under Margot's Bookkeeping, it didn't speak to the volume of services of what was really happening. And so much has changed. What ended up happening in the rebrand was so much was more required in the new name that when we started to build out our tax team, uh, getting new services, new structures, new procedures, uh, updating our systems and strategies, taking our client's journey to a whole different level, even further. It was different things were happening and keeping track. It was just a lot. And what I realized from personal experiences is that it takes a village to accomplish anything. Who's with me on that? And what got you to one place is not going to get you to another. However, what happened was is that when I built our tax department, is that let's say my mental health being where it was, I needed to like 4 times what I was doing for myself in order to keep up. And I have learned through working with the mental health business owners that there's usually root causes of burnout that were actually similar to mine. And I want to talk about a few of those that happened for me and that I see with the owners that we work with on all of the different scales. And if there's something that I'm saying that resonates with you, I would love for you to put it into the chat. Or if there's something else that like is sparking in your mind and you want to talk about it, feel free to talk about it. And I love to hear from you how you implement this advice. It means so much to me. I read every comment, I read every DM, every voicemail, voice note. We love, love, love the connections. The first thing I have learned is that one of the root causes of burnout is the lack of delegation. Almost every business owner I met is doing it all, wears all the hats, including accounting and tax, even doing a lot of their own tax returns, like on TurboTax and different things. And I've even met business owners that were 7 and 8 multiple figures that they're doing it. I've met 5, 6. So all over the map, they're doing it all. When you are doing everything, we do nothing. And this story came to me one day that really tells it all around delegation that I think you'll enjoy. So I was doing my hair color one time And he saw me talking to my person at home who helps me. And he goes, "Oh, you're speaking to your wife, Margot." And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Your assistant, because it takes care of everything in the house." And what he was trying to tell me was is that when you do multiple things at the same time, it's like as if you're doing nothing. Now, delegation is a way to buy back time. So basically, in the same hour that you're watching this, or the same half an hour that you're watching this, other people can do the same thing. But delegation is also the type of thing where it comes with also that you want to get your return on investment. But what he was trying to tell me, he's like, "How would you like it if at the same time I was coloring your hair, eating a salad, and then all of a sudden on top of your hair, it's like, bloop, something happened and the salad fell, and now you have salad on your hair and you came to me to color my hair." And you're like, "What the dang? How did that happen?" So when we're going to somebody for a service, we want to know that they embody it, living and breathe it. And when we as mental health business owners don't live and breathe and embody what we do, what we care for our clients, it starts to burn out and starts to take a toll and a ripple effect. And I want you to think about, where can you delegate, like today, as early as today, things that you're doing yourself that really belong in someone else. Now, the easiest way to know if it doesn't belong in your court is if it's not your hourly billable rate, it does not belong in your court. The next thing is that you have no clear financial plan. Operating paycheck to paycheck or unclear profitability, it just needs to stop. As your CFO, you're on my pages. I am your CFO, and I'm just here to say it needs to stop. Almost every mental health business owner I have met in the wellness industry, and I have some therapists as well, some speech therapy, because I consider that in the vicinity of mental health. Um, Not getting a check from your business is like the worst thing that you can do. Now, a lot of people get taken away on the how. This is why they don't take it. Forget about the how. Learn the how. Have somebody lead it. Hint, hint, and let the magic begin. The next thing I want you to think about is unmanaged workload, not prioritizing your higher value tasks and tracking them effectively. Unfortunately, I'm finding it so common that income generating activities are like lower and lower on the lists. And it needs to become higher and higher and higher on the list. Now, it gets hard, right? Because you're wearing every hat and you're servicing clients, and now you're kind of like, "You want me to look for more business too?" I'm kind of packed. If we don't continue to fill our pipeline eventually is going to need a refill. And then it takes where there's financial leaks and financial problems that literally created on its own. The next thing is poor boundaries. It's overpromising, overworking weekends, and saying yes to everything. This actually reminds me of a client around a year ago who signed on, and she had, I think it was like 9 to 9 that she worked. It was, or like 8 to 8. It was like something like that. So she would call me late at night when I was already with my family, and she expected that that was the same thing for me was going to happen. Now, at the end of a work day, I it's not that on purpose I don't listen to messages and whatnot, but what happens is that if we don't take the time to, or I don't take the time to disconnect, the next day I can't show up my full self. And when you don't have your boundaries around how you have your day or with your clients, what becomes is you're everything for everybody and not yourself. And this leads into the last one, is that the stress from inconsistent income and the high expenses and tax surprises, that emotional load leads into like a huge burnout, a huge uh, breakdown where we think that the whole world or the whole business is going to collapse. And I want to ask you in this, what is your biggest challenge right now? Now, when you think about what your challenge is right now, I want you to be honest with yourself. Some of you are going to be like, "I don't know. I don't know, Margo, there's like 6 of them, there's like 8 of them, there's this, there's that. What I'm going to tell you is like this: take out a document and write them down. And there's going to be a pattern with them. Lots of times it's cash flow. Sometimes it's tax planning. Sometimes it's even just things outside of meeting with clients. You didn't open up a business to do all of the things. You opened up a business so that your purpose, your value, and your company's culture could be spread bigger and bigger and help people. Now, when you connect with your value of who you are and your client, everything works around that. Now, I'm going to go back into lack of income. What I talked about before is that if you're not doing income generating activities, what happens is that in directing and directly connecting to your ideal client, you start to feel defeated by the practice, and that other practices are actually gaining you, and that your practice is getting smaller and smaller. And it's only for the big people out there. It's not true. Because what happens is that if you have a value that your business is different than any others, that belief is what's hurting you, and you're in your own way. And what we want to do is cancel that and put ourselves into a mindset is that there's enough business for everyone else. Taking care of myself is not an option. I'm a solution. I'm a provider. I'm important. Whatever mantras are floating your boat, and uh, make that a priority, but also like something that you feel that the team is also going to see. Because if you're on burnout, the rest of the team is going to get burnt out. And the common denominator is you. And after seeing many mental health business owners break down, and then it breaks down the team, I found it was very, very important to talk about this today. The 5 areas around that will help you. Now, if you categorize tasks into different things, you time block, there's ways to set up your calendars to support this. Like I have certain things that I do different days in order to make sure it gets done. Lately, what I'm even doing is on tasks, I'll put a timer, because lots of times I can get taken away by certain things like content creation. For me, it used to be so hard, but now I could go hours and hours. And when I delegate to my team, I can go on and on, because I have so much heart and so much that I want to give to them to make sure that our clients are getting and are following the most possible. And they're better than me at this point. So what will happen is from this is that you start going to see the ripple effects. Now, after my burnout of what happened, I wanted to even like leave the accounting industry. I never wanted to see a tax return again. I remember telling a coach, I was like, this sight of taxes was just like too much. And from there, just so much unfolded. Like a cute little fun thing that I did was I got this Apple Watch, and I put my goals in it around health, and it's just so fun. Randomly, it's telling me to stand up, because you have like a standing goal. I do walking, I do swimming, and it starts to track all of my activities. And when you see your activities of how much calories and these types of things, it starts to help you progress and then work more, meaning like do more of those things. And you know what? I can beat myself from yesterday. Instead of looking at other people, we look at ourselves from yesterday as the mirror. And to close this as a loop, actually, just last week, I was telling a client, I was reminding her of a time when she was in flow and ease and abundance. And I said to her, I was like, please find that video and put yourself as your own commercial in the back, so that you're your own cheerleading squad, because you're your own person from yesterday of how you're looking to improve. But the whole reason why you started this practice is to help your ideal client and get in touch with that. So I look forward to hearing from you. I want to know what you implement. Let me know how any of this did resonate with you. I'm just looking at my notes from here from today, and I want to close with building financial stability, building boundaries, building delegation, these things help you sleep good at night. There's nothing short of that. And when you do that, they actually build back into your income. And when they do, you start to have crevices of time that build onto each other. And when they build onto each other, you're kind of like, oh, wow, like, did that happen? And you're just like almost surprised that it can happen. So when you're intentional, you get to be grateful for the things that you want to create, and then you bring that vision in and you're not burnt out. Let me know how this goes. Let me know what you're interested in and how this goes. I look forward to talking to you more. Thank you for your questions and comments, and I hope you enjoyed today's live.